Got him. Now, Jake, now.
Welcome to your doom.
Sometimes may be good, sometimes may be shit.
Dude, okay, do you know the other day I got told, they're like, do you know Chaperone would hate you?
Who's Chaperone?
She's the Pink Pony Club girl.
Yeah.
You know? And like part of me,
Oh.
like I was like, I
Who
grimaced.
who told you that?
And I was just like, all I could think of was like, that fucking chick could evaporate in front of me and my life would not change at all.
Yeah.
Like I don't give a fuck.
Dude, you know how bad I would hate you if Chaperone liked you?
If she liked me.
That's the biggest compliment I could be like, Chaperone would hate you. Lady Gaga thinks you're an asshole. Like, oh, thank you. You can imagine, that'd be like,
Fresh.
being liked by Chaperone, and like, people probably think that's cool. I bet that'd be like, people probably think Prince's parties were cool. But like, I bet
I bet some of them were
yeah, I bet they were probably cool, but I bet there was also like, I gotta get the fuck out of here.
Oh,
dude.
yeah. If you got invited to them, you were definitely a weirdo.
I'm gonna be in the Pink Pony Club if I don't get the fuck out of here soon. Anyways,
was his pink?
yeah. So welcome to Non-Essentials Podcast, episode 147.
Hey, 147.
I'm Jake. I was never invited to Prince's parties.
I'm Stink Pony Club, Adam Riley.
Yeah.
Oh,
real quick, this is brought to you by the Comedy Cabin here in Janesville.
Oh, yes.
Cabinlaughs.com. If you honestly like, I've been seeing great shows down there. I can't recommend
amazing
it
shows.
enough.
I
Yeah.
can't believe I just saw Jeff Dye.
Yeah, Jeff Dye was
Jeff
down
Dye
there.
was
Yeah.
in Janesville, Wisconsin at the Comedy Cabin, and my life was complete.
Yeah.
I was so excited. So
It was great. And then a week later, Bobcat came back
Bobcat
through.
Goldthwait. I've seen that guy before as well. I think.
David Kirshner's coming next month.
Yes,
The guy from
is
The
it
Office.
Champ.
Yeah, Champ or Bricktop. He's in like everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, cabinlaughs.com. Get your tickets. Stuff fills up fast. Also, they just announced, I think, Joe, I'm going to mess his last name up, Mucci. I saw him last year. He's coming back in November. He was
Nice.
great, too. So,
Oh, and
Yeah.
by the way, thank you very much. I appreciate you bringing us this whiskey.
Yeah.
So, do you want to read what he got there? I'm going to hear you say it in I'm nervous that I'm going to drink too much of this Japanese whiskey that I'm going to...
Miyakuna?
The Russian actress.
Yeah. Oh, Miyakuna. Miyakuna, 100% Japanese blended whiskey.
Oh, my God.
I'm sure this is great.
I just know but halfway through this bottle and be like, so thank you very much. Oh. All right, so I've got a fun fact for you.
Yeah, let's go into it.
Let's start off with the fun fact.
Okay.
Here. You've heard the phrase gaslighting, right?
No.
Right? Oh, you've never heard
I've
gaslighting?
never heard
You've never heard gaslighting.
You seem like the kind
I
that
know
never
you've heard
heard
gaslighting.
gaslighting.
I can't. You're so full of shit. I know you've heard gaslighting. Anyway, so do you know where it comes from, though? Like the origin of it?
Is it something? I have no idea, but
Throw
no,
it out.
I just
whatever you think.
I thought it was something to do, like it was a gaslighting job with lamps back in like the older times. But
Close, yeah.
okay.
So the phrase gaslight. Do you know where it's from?
Like,
No?
oh,
Okay.
I'm gonna turn it on. I bet you'd love me to turn it on.
Close. So the phrase gaslighting comes from a 1938 play called Gaslight.
Okay.
The husband would mess with his wife by dimming the gaslights in their home and insisting she was imagining it.
Huh.
And so this was obviously making her slowly question her, sanity and reality.
Sure.
And now we know the term has a broader meaning for a psychological manipulation, especially when someone is made out to doubt their own memory, perception, or judgment. It's basically emotional sabotage with roots of a creepy old thriller. Right. So I didn't know that it was like that old. I mean, I guess it makes sense. It would go back to like.
It also makes sense that it was a
when
play, since essentially dimming the lights is a really easy special effect to control.
Sure.
So I imagine in the play that would be a very effective tool.
Yeah. Anyway, so there's your little fun fact for the episode is that the origin of gaslighting someone is from a 1938 play called Gaslight.
That is cool.
Yeah.
I have I guess a story based. I wanted to go into this. It's a bit of a catfish, but it's kind of a literary based. Lindsay's been reading a lot of books. It's a game.
Okay. So for new listeners, I'm assuming the same algorithm.
Yes.
Okay. So what we do here on the Non-Essentials podcast is we go with two lies and a truth. So Jake is going to read off a true thing and then two fake ones, and I have to suss it out. And you're going to play too, right?
Okay. So this is a new and upcoming author, very good, like self-published author, but able to make a living off of it, which is a difficult thing to do as an author. The author is named Quan Mills, right? And on Book Talk, this guy is gaining a lot of traction. So here
is
are
he
three.
Vietnamese?
No,
Quan?
no, he's African American.
Oh, okay.
So these are three.
I just knew a Quan
Yeah.
who was Vietnamese.
So these are 3 book titles, and try to pick out the real one.
Okay.
Okay. A. This hoe got roaches in her crib.
Yeah.
All right. B. Pregnant by my husband's granddaddy. C. Pastor needs a thought. THOT.
Thoughts and prayers. Oh,
Yeah.
dude. Okay, so obviously now we figured out why it's self-published. So
Yeah.
it's like-
It's brilliant.
yeah. Okay, so hold
And
on.
I got the cover too. I'm going to show you once.
Oh, I'm excited. And then you're gonna pop it up for for YouTube
Yeah,
watchers.
yep,
Okay.
yep.
So can you read them again, please?
Okay. Number 1. This hoe got roaches in her crib.
Man, if I had $1 for every
Yeah.
time I said that,
Yeah. And number 2.
I've had 225
Pregnant by my husband's granddaddy.
by my. Okay, sure.
Number 3, or C, pastor needs a thought. THOT.
Okay, I really want it to be the first one, but I hope it's the I hope it's the third one. All right. What's your guess?
2 is too easy.
2 is too easy. All right, and say 1 or 3.
I'm gonna go with 1. I want it to be 1 really bad because okay. So can I tell you this?
Yeah.
This is vile, so feel free to cut it. But I saw like it was like it was a whatever screenshot thing from like Twitter. It was like it was a chick. She's like, why do guys always slap their dick on the pussy before the guy goes to see if a roach comes out?
Okay. All right.
You probably cut that.
No, I won't. That's perfect. So here's the answer, and I do feel a little bad about this. It's a trick question. These are all real books.
No!
Every single one of them.
Oh! Is this AI art?
Yeah, I think it's AI art on the cover. But to be
Okay.
fair, I wouldn't want to paint
Whoa!
this.
Okay, so I got both my homeboys
Yeah.
pregnant.
I grabbed the wrong one. There's many. These are his 3 bestsellers.
This is
Pregnant. I only found the 2.
What a nightmare!
Yeah.
Oh my god!
But this hoe's got roaches in her. So
dude, are
Quan-
they good books?
I guess, but so here it is. Quan Mails is infamous for titles that push boundaries and spark controversy.
He sparked controversy just now.
His writing blends street lit satire and social commentary in an unfiltered, often comedic style. These books aren't just clickbait titles; they earned him a loyal fan base and viral attention online. His bestseller, "This Hoe Got Roaches in Her Crib," is
Dude.
perhaps the most talked about work. The book dives into dysfunctional relationships and poverty in a shockingly raw yet humorous way. It's become a cult classic, widely shared on social media.
I might read it.
Should we do a book club?
Yeah, dude. Okay, I don't know if you remember this or not, but I think it was like 4 or 5 years ago that we on the podcast we talked about. There was like a lady or I don't know, someone was writing like Bigfoot porn.
Yeah.
You
Erotic.
remember? Erotic Bigfoot
Yeah,
porn.
it's like erotic cryptid fiction. Yeah, she made a lot too. It was like over 100 grand.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
in and honestly,
I mean, sure.
I don't know.
I mean, I don't know if it doesn't even have to be good for it to make. I mean, if it's like a silly enough thing and it's like a good, funny like thing to put on your coffee table.
Yeah.
I saw like a book that said something like all the things that are better than boobs or something like that, and then the book was just blank.
Yeah. At the end, you're like, "There's nothing, man.
There's nothing better.
Absolutely nothing."
Yeah.
But no, these so TikTok and stuff like that is creating a lot of authors because they create like a viral fan base.
Yeah,
and
sure.
a lot of the like erotic fiction is becoming massively popular. With like, here's the thing: is there's a couple of books out. I think one's called like Lights Out. It's this thing where it's like, I've never read these books, but I've benefited massively from them because like soccer moms are sitting there just reading a book at practice, just with the same equivalent as if a guy was just watching porn on his phone for an hour and a half.
They have fucking GBs over there.
Yeah.
Girl boners.
Yeah. So
just getting dehydrated.
I'm a big book lover.
Yeah. Okay. So I have to say this, and if I drone on too much, feel free to cut it. But so Jake and I, we have a tattoo shop together. For new listeners, but a guy that him and I used to work for, I remember him telling me that, I mean, this dude was a dirtbag, but I remember him telling me that he gave his grandpa crabs because he was like, do you remember this story?
This guy writing Quan Mill books
Yeah,
before?
I know, that's what I'm saying. That's immediately where my brain went. Is I remember him saying that he's like, I was like, what? He goes, yeah. He goes, I was living at his house. We were sharing an underwear drawer. He goes, I had crabs.
Yeah.
And then I gave my grandpa put on my crab undies.
I just want to know, was there no traffic to throw yourself in? Like, what the fuck? There was no rocks with ropes in a river. Like,
man, I gotta apologize ahead of time for my for my topics.
I'm gonna read this book.
Are you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I hope it's an audiobook.
Okay.
With ambient sounds of the streets.
Just
Dude,
like
I'm gonna get old Quan Mills. Let's get him on here. Quan Mills, branch out. Let's do this.
okay. So all right, I'm gonna go right into one of mine here.
Sure.
Okay, so a woman was dealing with this chronic sinus infection for like 7 years, right?
Okay.
And her doctors could not figure it out, like why she just could not get rid of this, I guess, sinusitis, right?
Sure.
And then they finally figured out what was causing it. And it turns out she had gotten E. coli in her sinus cavity, and she got it from her ex-boyfriend. Now, while researching E. coli, she found out it is commonly found in the intestinal tracts of humans and animals. All right.
I'm following.
Some of you are ahead of me.
Yeah.
Okay, so,
right.
But now she recalls a situation where her and her then boyfriend were staying at a hotel room where she was recovering from ankle surgery. She remembers snuggling under the covers when her naked ex turned away from her and I'll just read the quote, that is when the fart happened.
The fart?
I've never, ever, ever smelled anything that compares to that. Now, obviously, this is catchy enough that I'm going to go. So now, since the bacteria, obviously, since bacteria is mainly spread from feces and mouth, she contracted E. coli when you freckled her, right? So she said, I had just had ankle surgery that I was recovering from, so I imagined that my immune system was focused on healing that. I think that maybe in another circumstance, like if I had been healthy, it wouldn't have happened. Also, when I say that is the worst fart I've ever smelled in my life, I truly mean that.
Sometimes food gets undercooked in a Dutch oven. So.
She did go on to say that he didn't do it on. She did go on to say that she doesn't feel like he did it on purpose. I think he just like cracked one off, like accidentally as he was bending over. But anyway, oh man,
this king was in a king bed.
Dude. Actually, I just remembered this. I remember when you're just sitting there, I was like in high school. I worked at this bus company, and I was like, and the head mechanic there, he was telling me that he was like sitting there watching TV naked. He's like laying on his stomach, which I don't know why, but it's just like, with like a little girl, like school girls are just like, but he's like laying there watching TV, and he said he farted, and then he felt something hit his leg. It was like poop speckles. And so that's what I imagined.
That would have quit.
But, I was just sitting there like, why are you telling me this?
Yeah.
Like I'm 16. So anyway,
like
don't worry. It hasn't
Shamu.
stuck with me for 30 years.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
So she's better now, though, right?
Yeah. No, well, not yet.
Okay.
So now she goes, this is another quote. He was just getting into bed and my face happened to be in the path of that fart that was released.
I don't know. Like, the more I think about it, the more this could have been like her fault. Like, this is like, couldn't she have just been dirty? How can you single it down to one
I
fart
don't know.
7 years ago?
But now the doctors have finally figured out the cause of the 7-year infection. And by the way, I was sitting there, I was like, man, I wanted to do some sort of like 7 years into fart.
Sure.
7 years into bet joke.
Yeah.
But now she said they're going to use general anesthesia to go up there and physically scrape out where the bacteria has been and wash it and get the infected tissue out of there. But 7 years of that.
Man.
She's going to be like breathing in HD after that.
There's some kind of pain in the ass joke that she's been a pain in the ass for 7 years after. Never mind.
Yeah. How many years did she?
I'm just saying,
Wait.
she went back in time 7 years ago. They're like, you have an E. coli infection in your nose. And she's like, remember that fart from 7 years ago?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, typical girl thing. I just think it's funny how you farted in my face
But
7 years ago.
I will say, what's the strongest sense tied to memory?
Farts.
Sense, the smell.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's zoom out. Let's go. This is pretty zoomed in scope. But let's zoom out a little bit. Like this happened a couple weeks ago, but did you see the Korean boat launch from North Korea?
No.
All right, so this was the flagship 5,000-ton destroyer warship. I believe I had a price tag here. It was $10 billion or whatever. And you know that cool thing when they slide the boat in the water
Sure.
and it like splashes? Fucking capsized. In front of Kim Jong-un, in front of
Dude,
all
you
the
know-
military.
You know those guys
Yeah.
all got hit with a Gatling
yeah.
gun after that.
Dude, he called it a criminal act. He declared it a criminal act because oh, sorry, the dumb joker. He goes, why did Kim Jong-il declare it a criminal act? Because even the ship tried to defect. All right, it's a bad joke. But anyways, there were arrests. Basically, the vice director of munitions industry department was arrested. Main person to blame, the title chief engineer. I got Kang Jong. It doesn't matter. I have their names. They don't matter to you. Korean
I've
names.
already forgot them.
Title, another guy, basically the head construction workshop, and the deputy manager. All four were arrested and held accountable for this ship.
I mean, I don't know if you remember this, but wasn't it a few years ago that he literally like strung up one of his head dudes because didn't he like fall asleep during a meeting?
Was this the uncle one, or is this
Yeah, I
something
think,
different?
or yeah, it was his uncle or
Yeah.
something like that. He fell asleep at a meeting, so he tied him up and had him shot with anti-aircraft.
Yeah, which is basically
munitions.
that just disintegrates
pink
you.
mist.
Yeah,
Yeah. It'd be like if Chappell Roan did that in front of me. I'm like,
yeah, like
whatever. That's a pink mist club.
So they do say like realistically this should set them back 4 to 6 months, and there might be here's the thing, it could be a criminal act of sabotage because this was like a public display of look at our warship, or we can do it with you too, and it's definitely possible. Like Tom Cruise got in there. This is the new Mission Impossible trailer stunt, so I liked it. I loved it. Nothing politically bad's happened in our country or embarrassing in the last
not at
couple
all.
days.
Oh my God.
Certainly not like a breakup.
You just have two very big heads, very big egos clashing.
Yeah,
and just being petty betties.
Have you followed any of this?
Oh
Not really.
my God.
Okay,
It's very embarrassing.
I had to dive into it. I'm not going to go too far into it here, but it's been basically like a breakup Facebook fight or via Twitter, where it's like, I'm going to pull your EV mandates. Well, you were in the Epstein files, like.
So what I did not know is that obviously we're talking about the Trump Elon breakup.
Split,
yeah, which is
It's terrible.
I don't have Twitter or X or whatever like that, so I find all my information out like a grown up, and that is 2 weeks later on Instagram. But I did start seeing all the memes and stuff and like the screenshots. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? This is so embarrassing. But I guess I didn't know this, but there's a statute in the books that says that you're not allowed to be in the White House for more than 130 days without like a waiver or a clearance.
Sure.
Right. And so I guess that had expired. So that's why he was like, I guess.
I think Elon should have been out of there anyways. There was a point where you're like, what are you doing, dude?
Yeah.
Like, what do you...
So anyway, but like but the problem though is that it's two very big egos that are clashing, and that if Elon pulls SpaceX, is like fuck you then, or
Right.
whatever, or they get rid of SpaceX or something. Is from how I understand is that like the U.S. like space programs are very hollowed out, and because we've relied on him, and so it's like.
Well, I mean, like he did go up there and rescue the astronauts.
Exactly.
But that's the thing is like he put infrastructure in place to be in a position to be in control of it. And I don't know. I'm saying like this might be a good time to scoop up Tesla. I'm just saying normally little spats like this.
Oh yeah, are you saying?
Yeah, just a little bad like because their stock definitely tanked because the EV mandate pull. That's definitely something that will affect the bottom line. But also like people overreact and they sell off huge and also Tesla is the only people I see developing robots. And you talk about elder care in the future and stuff like that. Like if you're telling me Tesla's folding up over this, I'm going to say you're wrong.
Yeah.
So this is a buying opportunity if you're stock interested in.
You can take stock in that.
Yeah.
I don't know. It'll be very interesting, but in the meantime, it's extremely dorky.
Yeah.
It's like real nerdy shit. But okay, so I haven't done this one for a while, but this actually came from our longtime listener T. I've given Jake slang words that kids are using nowadays, just to have him, be able to bond with his children.
Try to keep up.
But then I started thinking like, man, Jake is like such a TikToker. He knows all these, I bet. But anyway, we're gonna find out. Okay, so this word again from listener T is Steez.
Steez?
Steez.
Haven't heard it.
Okay, so follow the same algorithm as the catfish here. We're going to do 2 lies and a truth. I'm going to say definition. I'm going to use it in a sentence.
Okay.
And then you're going to guess which one is it.
All right.
Number 1, style with ease. He ollied with so much steez, even the security guard clapped.
I like that. Yeah.
Number 2, macaroni crust. I left my bowl in the microwave, and then there's mad steez on it.
That's dumb enough to sound like kids thought of it. It really is.
Number 3, fart and sneeze.
Ooh.
Grandpa sneezed so hard the dog ran away and hid.
See, that's what I would think, like, Adam would think of. And that would be the definition I would think we both think of. The macaroni one seems random enough to kind of be with the skibbity toilet and all the other dumb stuff that I hear coming out of all my son's friends' mouths.
Skibbity toilet?
It's literally like, this sounds like skibbity toilet, which you've never heard of, bigger than Harry Potter. Seriously, right? Yeah.
You know this,
dude?
dude?
Michael Bay is
Oh,
like
you guys are
making
both dads.
no. Michael Bay is making a fucking film over it. This is the new Transform, and it's literally a toilet with like a fucking head sticking out of it. It's like the term brain rot. So, anyways, and the first one was style with ease.
Style with ease. He ollied with so much steez, even the security guard clapped. Number 2, macaroni crust. I left my bowl in the microwave, and now there's mad steez on it. Number 3, fart and sneeze. Grandpa sneezed so hard that the dog ran and hid.
All right, I want it to be fart and sneeze, but I'm gonna go with number 1 because that does sound like Riz for charisma. So I say Steez, style with ease. That's
What's
my
your
guess.
answer? Oh, you already know?
Oh,
Man,
all right.
you guys are nerds. It's totally number 1. Style with ease. Steez.
Well, what do you call the macaroni crust then?
Dude. Edible when I'm drunk.
Yeah, like just fine by me.
You think I turn? You think
Sweat
I
on the brow.
Turn down food? Yeah, exactly. Wow, good job, man. You guys are both pretty hip. By the way, I put the segment as
sure.
hip slang. I put it as hip slang, and then I felt super dorky.
Yeah.
I was like, and I changed it to slang to help Jacob.
Yeah.
So what's the one what did you use with your kids like a few months ago? Was it like touch grass or something like that?
Yeah, touch grass means go outside.
Yeah. You told to touch grass. Did your kid like? He like looked at you like 13th Warrior.
Yeah.
He like was like,
Who told? Yeah.
who told you our language?
I listen. Your mother. Rides horse like a whore.
And at least I know my father.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, there's a nice deep cut for you guys. And we're back. All right. Sorry.
Yeah.
We had to do some refills here. And I'll be honest with you, Matthias, I'm starting to feel
good
this
whiskey.
Japanese whiskey.
It's light. Like it's like a
It honestly, it feels like Jameson or something. Like a, like a,
yeah.
Jameson.
Yeah. I feel like I can make some bad decisions.
I'll tell you this, and I've told this to other people, and this is a real story. I lived in Japan for a while, and the only thing I really remember how to say is "Biru kudasai."
What is that?
Beer, please.
Oh, all right. How Wisconsin of you. Oh, speaking of which, did you see there was someone, I saw some video there talking shit where it was like the UK can outdrink the United States in drinking contest, and then it cut to someone being
offensive.
like, yeah, it cut to someone being like, I'm sorry, have you heard of Wisconsin? And then it showed like the map we all love where
All
it's
the
every
drunk
county,
city, yeah.
and there's like one county keeping pace in Iowa, which good for them. You can come on over.
They're
But-
sleeping on the Davenport.
Yeah, because there was a story where in the
That's an Iowa
Packer
joke.
in the Packer game in London, I guess they drank the bars out of beer.
Oh,
The fans that went there, and it was kind of the whole thing. They had to close some bar. We're out of beer. So
I will say this. Granted, this is about 20 years ago.
Okay.
I'm dating myself here, but I drank the Looking Glass of downtown Janesville out of Guinness one night.
huh?
So, hell yeah.
We got him. Get him.
Oh, no.
Get him, Matthias.
Just
What a-
ice.
yeah.
Like deports me to Ireland.
Yeah. What a long. I'd take every piece of clothes off to a suit. Like that was a long
this is a
undercover.
long con?
Yeah, it's very undercover. I'm 87. I'm gonna retire
God.
after this.
Honestly, you look it.
It's like I'm like Robert Duvall and falling down. Yeah. Leave the skin on the
On
chicken.
Yeah.
More
it's
old
such a good
people
movie. There you
cuts.
go. Yeah. All right.
Um,
Any younger listeners that aren't 40 are like, what the fuck
Well,
is that?
I will say if you're looking for something good to watch, Tires 2 on Netflix.
That is such
Shane
a good,
Gillis's show.
Okay, I think first of all, I think Shane Gillis
Yeah.
is like pinnacle of comedy.
Yeah, dude,
Right now
he's-
he's so funny, and Tires,
He's so good. Everybody's copying him right now with the two hands on the mic, which
Yeah,
that's what happens.
Yeah.
I really think Tires is just the white trash version of The Office. Like
You're not wrong.
they're going to make
That's
$1
a
billion off of this. It's
Yeah.
literally an abandoned little shop with no-name actors that are awesome comics, one of which was, I believe, just at Comedy Cabin in Janesville.
I'm not sure about that, but do you know? I don't know if you remember this or not, but I made you watch like probably a 10 or 15-year-old video called Samesies.
Okay.
Do you remember this?
No.
Okay, listeners, look up Samesies. The word same and then SIES.
Okay.
Okay, but it's a skit about cavemen, and it's got the dude from Tires in it. I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Okay.
But it's so funny, and I've shown people Samesies for years.
Is it the main dude?
No,
Like, okay.
it's the guy that in season 2 he has kind of like not Miata but whatever.
The car guy. Yeah.
yeah. It's that guy with the beard.
Yeah.
He's in Samesies.
Okay.
And he's like the main guy in it, and it's like a 3-minute skit, and it's so fucking funny.
Okay.
So there you go. There's your my listener recommendation. Okay, so can I just apologize in advance? I have been gathering because it's been so long because of work schedules that we haven't been able to record a whole lot of episodes. And so I always gather stuff, but clearly I have I have a niche here.
Yeah, you start noticing the same.
I'm like, so anyway, so my next topic, so you've heard of the new miracle drug for weight loss.
Ozempic.
Okay, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Ozempic. So aside from helping you lose those extra pounds, it apparently has another benefit. And this is for the fellas. Okay, so when someone loses weight, a common phrase is what?
You look great. Or you look like you've lost weight. Or
But I can really see it in your face, right?
Oh, okay.
That's usually the thing that you hear, right?
What's
You're
it like
"Oh,
seeing
wow."
your penis?
This fucking dude, like all of the time, he wrecks my shit.
Oh,
okay. So anyway, turns out Ozempic users are claiming that there's an other miracle growing.
Oh, all right.
Apparently, you piece of shit, that their
like-
penises are joining the weight loss party by getting bigger. Why do you do this?
I don't do it on purpose, but I'm like, look at a ship on the horizon.
Like a dick. Literally. Okay, so I guess there's a whole subreddit for the Ozempic penis fan club, which I'm sure that Renee is going to look up because, she's a Redditor. Okay, but where guys brag about gaining up to 1.5 inches. So, I was sitting there thinking, like, not often do you hear about success measured by inches, but I fully support it.
This is
Okay?
great, but to all these guys, did you know your house is taller than you thought? If you dig down.
All right. Again, he's wrecking my joke.
Sorry.
Okay.
There's
Like,
no way you have if you.
Hear me out.
Okay.
You fucking cunt. Like, I'm like, anyway, so some say it's not magic. Just say, like, just less fat squishing things down or better blood flow. Basically, nature's way of saying, thanks for the weight loss. Here's a little extra bonus, right? Others argue it's probably just like the classic measurement conditions, like your time of day, temperature, moon phases, or if your wiener's in retrograde, right?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. But now I do want to say, I'm sure that the measuring point is also important. And Jake, since I know that you were also an adult human male,
Okay.
you know where I'm going with this already, I'm sure.
I don't.
Which means that you have measured your dick.
Yeah.
Where's your starting point? It better not be at your asshole.
No, top.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, like
I think that you
the-
have to measure what goes inside of the other person.
To the ladies that read the book, the hilt.
Oh, is that the term?
There's a term in that one of those sex
I thought
books
it's just
where
dick
it's like,
root.
it's like buried. It's like buried to the hilt. I'm like, that's a knife killing guy term,
Yeah.
But ladies,
So
fun.
you're like, I got a knife and a dick. One of them's going inside of you.
Yeah, to the hilt.
No, okay, so anyway, I thought it was dick root. I thought it was a medical term.
Yeah. All right.
So anyway, so thank you. We're on the same page.
Yeah.
So, and of course, the penis police are going to come out and like wreck it by reminding everyone that Ozempic doesn't actually make your penis grow, it's just reduced into surrounding areas. And then,
Dude, measuring from the bottom would be like playing home run derby from the pitching mound. Like, come on. No. All right.
is that a volleyball reference?
That's a sports term.
Okay, so now again, this is where I was going to go in that you wrecked it.
All right.
But erect it. Boner jokes. Okay, so I imagine it like this. Like, we had no idea how big those famous head statues were on Easter Island.
Oh, yeah, okay,
Until
yeah.
they started digging down, like, oh, they revealed their true size.
Do you think they got excited when they got to the waist? They're like, do you think?
No way.
Do you think they carved?
No way. Oh, they didn't. Oh, he's got a tunic on. Right.
It would have been fun. It really would have scared off them boats.
Yeah. So I did. Wait, really quick with Easter Island, and I'm going on, and I'm just kind of shooting from the cuff here, but like, wasn't it? Did they like decimate all their trees?
Yes.
On Easter Island, which then decimated the population or something.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Anyway, so
I believe it was
they were trying to appease like white guys or something.
But
right?
also, like, I thought they cut the trees down, and that helped like move those heads because it would roll it. It was like a big, almost like tourism thing. Destroyed it. It's kind of like what happened in the Amazon. If you heard the Amazon got the internet, that one uncontacted tribe, they gave them the internet, and they were like, "This will go well." And they're like, "No, none of the men are helping gather anything anymore.
They're all in OnlyFans.
They are. They're actually all just like jacking off, and they're actually like
Hell yeah.
suing for defamation. I just saw they're suing for like
I have not heard about
$180
any
million
of this.
because news covered them and basically saying like, yeah, internet's destroying this culture, and it's like, yeah, no, duh, that's what's happening to us
Right now,
even more with AI.
we're on the internet and we're destroying you guys as we're speaking.
It's like watching what we did to our kids 15 years ago, but just in the middle of the woods.
So yeah, I didn't know that they gave.
The hope was like interconnection would help. I thought it was to help
This
like
is in the
show,
Amazon, but
yeah.
You're not talking about like North Sentinel Island where it's like those.
No,
where
this is
you
like
get
South
filled with
America.
Arrows.
I believe, and don't quote me on this, but I thought it was like, hey, the Amazon, these people in the Amazon are thought of like as not people. So if we show them showing their lives with videos and stuff, there'll be more pushback against cutting down some of the Amazon because it'd be like, hey, Jim lives down there, he farms bananas or something like that, but Jim's just watching OnlyFans, Bonnie Blue style out of America right now.
I mean, I get it.
I do get it too.
Yeah.
Like you literally like you handed them the devil. I get why the Amish are like, give that to our kids. They have to raise a barn
hold on.
later.
We're the snake that gave the apple. That's a
100%.
iOS joke.
Yeah.
All right.
And
So
honestly, the Amish calluses are so bad on their hands they'd hurt themselves.
oh my god, just serrating their wieners.
Yeah.
All right. So back to wieners. I've decided to do some wiener math for our listeners. Right. So this is according to Google's AI overview. All right. Now losing weight can make
AI is like, he's making me look up dick stuff.
again. It's the third time.
Okay.
So anyway, so losing weight can make your penis appear larger, especially for individuals with excessive fat in the area around the pubic bone. This is because the excessive fat in the region can hide or bury the penis. We all knew this, right? So some articles suggest that 30 to 50 pounds of excess weight can conceal an inch or more of the penis shaft. Therefore, as fat in this area is reduced, through weight loss, more of the penis shaft is more visible, leading to perceived increase in size. And then I kind of summed it up with, so on average, about 40 pounds of weight loss will give you about an inch of dong. Okay, there's your too long did not read. So there you go. You got 40 pounds to lose?
What's that? Yeah. Yeah, to be honest. Yeah.
Anyway,
But
oh,
dude, like,
that's crazy.
women
though.
can't handle a 4-inch penis. I wouldn't want to do that.
Yeah. What if they got sensitive kidneys?
Yeah. Like, shit, like
4-incher?
I'm like, what, you gonna take the pads out of all the gyms too under their kids climbing the rope? I don't
Actually,
know.
they did. Okay, so there's, and I do think this is kind of punny, I guess, but instead of Ozempic, it's Ozempic.
Oh, all right, yeah.
So I give them that. But then also there's
They could sell it as a penis enlargement. They can just.
Yeah.
They're like, what's going on everywhere else? Like, your dick's getting bigger. They're like, you look like a guy from Thinner. Just
Yeah. Just like curse you.
look like that new guy in 28 years later. Like, his dick's huge.
Just bricked up. Easter Island.
I'd like to do a new segment called Unwilling Sponsor to segue into the next one. So I have a client that's coming
Whoever
in.
it is, I'm sure they're pumped to follow what we just talked about.
Well, here's the thing. So he's a doctor here in town. Actually, he's getting a sleeve right now, and he's coming in tomorrow for an appointment.
Sure.
And basically, the reason like I know about. He was basically trying to advertise, and he was having a hard time advertising because what he does is it's revitalized health and wellness here in Janesville.
He's like, so let me slum it.
Yeah.
You guys do a podcast, huh?
Right. No, he didn't bring this up at all. I thought
okay.
what he told me I thought was valuable information. So he's saying he's not getting a lot of traction on like the ads he's running. And I was telling him about like, I don't know about other dudes that like listen to the podcast and stuff, but like if I see an ad where it's like, hey, do you have low testosterone or something like that? I might be curious about some of those facts. But I don't want to click that link because then for a week, all my links will be revolve around hair loss, men's, and I just don't like want that at all. So I was like, yeah, man, we'll throw some stuff on the podcast. So if you're looking for someone, you're curious about this stuff, he basically says a lot of like low testosterone starts with things like being overweight because testosterone has a lot to do with blood flow. So something like losing weight can raise your testosterone. Also, like just taking like ashwagandha root and nitric oxide increases blood flow, which can help with testosterone. Just basic stuff. And I'm like, this is fascinating. Guys should know this.
So, okay, so I didn't know you were going to do this, but it is worth mentioning that I saw this article recently, and I almost brought it up like just because I thought it was interesting. But I guess I settled for the boners and poop sinus infection instead. However, I saw that, I guess, oh my God, I didn't go into detail on it, but basically chopping wood.
Yeah.
Like splitting wood increases your testosterone more than like other physical activities. And I don't know, I'm sure there's some sort of like penis joke with the wood there, but like
your dick's like, I'm a fucking man.
Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah.
So, but like I don't know, I think that's very interesting. Something about just the masculinity.
So the chainsaw ruined society.
Yeah, there you go.
That's it. But just to bookend this, he said something interesting to me because like I turned 40, so I had blood levels tested and all that, and it was, hey, your testosterone's normal. But he was saying normal is a range between like 200 and 800, and you can be somewhere in there. 800, yeah, that's good, but you could be sitting at 201 to 300, and you'll feel terrible. But that test will come back and be like, oh, you're in the normal ranges. So I thought this was good information. And, listeners, so again, reach out to him. It's Revitalize Health and Wellness, LLC. His name's Jim Plasky here in Janesville. So
yeah, I guess if there's enough buzz.
Well, and also he was saying, because he bounces between LA to do lectures, Chicago, and he's like, on the coast, people are much more open about this. But in the Midwest, we don't want to talk about that as much. We do because, we're fun. But
I just got to talk about
sunning perineum, chopping wood and shit like that. So that's a conclusion of unwilling sponsor.
Yeah, there you go. Sorry in advance if you didn't like that. But no, he's like, why would you do this to me?
Yeah, I can cut it out.
No, I'm joking. But no, I mean, honestly, maybe we'll put him on here.
Yeah,
that'd be interesting. So
he'd come and like test and measure us and be like, yeah, you guys are
like,
fucking
are you
terrible
women?
Yeah. Are you reading sex books? Like, what's going on?
It's like, are there roaches in this bitch's house? All right. Okay. So are you ready for my last apology here?
Yeah.
Okay. So, all right. So I guess, again, I'm sorry for your friend that we're doing the unwilling sponsorship towards, but your book ended with terrible stuff. So British doctors are prescribing what is essentially a magic pill that seems to treat everything from advanced cancer to deadly liver disease. Some even say that can help you at the gym and even reverse the signs of aging. This new treatment is surprisingly doing well in clinical trials.
Okay.
These researchers are freeze-drying stool from healthy donors and encapsulating it so you can microdose some dude shit.
Let me die.
So I'm very pleased. I was actually like frustrated because I was like, God damn it. Because I saw that they're calling them crapsules.
You can get E. coli up your nose if you fuck with that shit.
Just doing bums. Yeah. Just doing gummers. Like, how's your breath? So anyway, but this is real. So the UK gave 41 patients either real poop pills or placebo to test the results. The group that took the actual fecal capsules showed signs of healthy gut bacteria moving in like new tenants.
Well, yeah.
I mean, we've talked about
fecal
transplants in the past because it's hysterical.
Yeah, it's super
but also I guess it eliminated the old bacteria as well that was resistant to medicine.
Sure.
It started making me think like, can you like pick your donor? like a sperm bank, like flip. Ooh, NBA star.
Yeah, I'll take I'll take a Brad shit.
Yeah, he's an actor, like so. Anyway, but Dr. Blair Merrick, the man behind this glamorous research at Guy's and St. Thomas's Hospital in London, says that they're in a new era where not all bacteria are evil. Okay, and can we also agree that this guy probably did a bunch of other weird shit too? Right?
100%.
Okay, so it's like the first guy to ever drink milk. You're like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
All right. So anyway, so he feels that antibiotic-resistant superbugs could cause up to 39 million deaths by 2050.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. So, go ahead.
I don't want to ruin it. Like I have a dumb pun, but
Go ahead.
So not a fountain of youth, but more like a septic tank of youth.
I like
Turns out I have a clinic in my backyard.
Yeah. All right.
There's
so
that guy that was trying to stay young forever, kicking his son's blood.
Oh yeah, do you remember that guy? Like we talked about him like a year or two ago, where he's like doing he's basically doing blood transfusions from his son.
He's like a vampire.
Young.
It was like a very clinical vampire.
So they're calling it FMT, fecal microbiota transplants, where that could be the new go-to prescription, which means that you could go to your pharmacist and have them hand you a bottle and take one stool sample capsule daily, right? So
Dude, when that guy Dutch ovened that chick, she fell out like a week younger.
But I'll be honest with you, my first thought was like, as soon as like Big Pharma finds out about this, they're gonna jack up the price, and you're gonna have people having to go to the brown market just to get these fucking pills.
Hey, what you need? Dude, San Francisco, there's gold on the streets.
I just going to India and like licking shit.
Yeah.
All right. I really just want to say brown market. I'm sorry.
Brown market? Yeah, of course. I want to touch on something that happened recently. New Pope, American Pope.
Oh, from Chi-Town.
It's from Chicago.
Yeah,
and so couple funny things I saw happen. One,
I don't know if you heard how cool I sounded when I said Chi-Town.
I did.
You're like, God damn.
I was
dude,
like, God.
Fucking, holy shit.
I didn't win the movie star gator, Chi-Town. But a couple funny things. I saw there was a live stream where a girl was watching the announcement of the new Pope, and when it was, I forgot the guy's name, but basically she freaked out because that guy had dated her mom forever when they were in their 20s. So she was like, Mom banged the Pope. It was like this, before he said his celibacy vows or whatever.
Yeah.
There was another thing where, what was it?
That's crazy.
There was a bunch of popes in the running, and I was a big fan of the
Imagine getting
black
cream
pope.
pied by the Pope.
Yeah.
And not being an altar boy.
Yeah.
Is that a hot take? So.
God would be like, gross. That's a bunch of Hail Marys. Yeah, but what I was like, my front runner, I was like, here come Black Pope. There was like 2 or 3 in the runnings.
Why not?
My favorite one was an Italian guy, and his last name was Pizza Pia. And I'm like,
No
come on,
way.
Pope Pizza Pia. This is like Bodie McBoatface, but for the Pope. I didn't know they picked a new name.
Pope Pizza Pia.
Yeah, like there's your name, and then
He's
like Pope
you go
John.
by John. Yeah, you're not born John Paul.
I didn't know that. But
I'm
actually,
just kidding. I have a cousin named born John Paul.
Just to wrap this up, there's a bunch of different facts about it. I will say I will be mad if the Bears are good this year because that's cheating.
Okay.
All right. Adam's
Another
a huge
volleyball
sports fan.
reference.
Yeah.
Another volleyball. Was
But-
that badminton?
Badminton, yeah. But I do want to say there was a fantastic movie that came out this year, which it's slow, but it's called Conclave, and it has Ray Fiennes, Red Dragon, Voldemort. Basically, Conclave is about choosing a new pope, and they made it before the recent pope died. But basically, it's the pope dies, and it's got like John Lithgow. It's a great story. It is slow.
These are heavy hitters.
It is slow, but it's well made, and it's interesting because there's a reason they close all that. There's 60 dudes in a room just being mean girls. Getting votes and all that shit. But it's
Trying
on
to make fetch happen.
Yeah, exactly. But I do believe it's on Prime, like a watch instantly. I do recommend it. It's a really good movie. But that was recommended to me by a client, and it was by Ray. Joel and I tattooed him, who's like one of the funniest dudes ever. He was the guy that was like, watch Conclave. Yeah. So I did, and I recommend it. So
there you go.
New Pope. All right, now we're back, and there's no way I'm gonna rob. I want you to recreate what we just did. Like Adam's at the Japanese whiskey's got to him, so Why don't you show me how you know that you're drunk real quick?
I was like in the wind. I was like, I think I'm drunk.
like, like a golfer judging a shot. His Bagger Vance, like, and a little to the left. Like, that's because you got one shoe on.
I'm like, yeah. I think I'm drunk. It's only 11:15, and I normally in bed by now. I better keep drinking.
Yeah.
So thank you for that.
Yeah.
This is your fault.
That REM sleep's gonna hit hard.
Yeah.
I saw something actually on the way over here, and I wanted to just bring it up because I thought it was interesting, and I was proud of the internet.
Okay.
Because normally it's bullshit, but it was on I think it was on Instagram. It was an advertisement, or no, it was just a video. It was someone who had bought a Calvin and Hobbes Lego, and it was like you made the Lego, and it was a wagon, and Calvin and Hobbes was riding in it, and the dumb bitch that was selling it was like this awesome Hobbes and Calvin wagon set.
Ooh,
and it's like, first of
that.
all, so you go to the comments. A lot of times they'll do this to kind of be purposefully, hear it, right? And I was happy to see that almost every comment was like, Bill Watterson, the creator of Calvin and Hobbes, specifically quit making Calvin and Hobbes because he was losing the ability to stop it from being commercialized. So you selling this is proving the exact point of why he stopped doing it.
Yeah.
Because people will come and part out what essentially was his art. So I was kind of happy to see.
I think wasn't it basically the it was essentially the Calvin peeing on things. Wasn't that it?
Yeah.
Like Calvin peeing, like, oh, I hate Toyota.
Yeah. But he was also like he still is. He's a huge recluse. Like never done a video. I don't think so. They did a movie called Finding Bill Watterson. And they
what if
found
he's on
him.
OnlyFans?
Oh, right, yeah. And like they found him. He wouldn't even give them a quote for the movie of Finding Bill Watterson. He wouldn't even be like, no, thank you. You can quote me or anything. He just like not answering the door, just want my piece. Like he's just.
I do remember I bought a Banksy book.
Yeah.
You know, Banksy's art, you know, and then it was like on it said, there's no way we're going to give you a quote for your book. And it was like the whatever police department.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah.
Played right into our hands.
Yeah.
So
I like that.
I don't know. I thought that was
like, why don't you
interesting.
show a picture of that for like YouTube viewers or
and
something?
The thing is, like, it was cute. You're like, oh, that's kind of cute. But then you remember, it's kind of the same thing as Bob Ross. When you watch the Bob Ross documentary and you find out that none of the money made off any of the Bob Ross games or any of the Bob Ross products, they all go to his business partners, which made him sign over his rights on his deathbed. So Bob Ross's kid is like poor. While
didn't Bob Ross do like 3 of each painting?
Yeah,
something like that. Like I feel like he banged out like 3 of each painting.
Yeah, he hammered it out, and it was almost like he was creating like ASMR. He was the first, like, you know, it was the first almost like I'm trying to think of the right word, like not self-improvement, but almost like self-help. It was about expressing yourself. It was about, you know, it was like meditation. It's probably the best word for it.
Oh,
and I've always called drawing and painting it's a meditation kind of thing.
I farted in my girlfriend's face. Yeah. It's a happy little accident.
It's
a surprise little E. coli there.
When you watch enough of it, he'd be like, just got to beat the devil out of this brush, and it'd be like flip, 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 flip. And he died of like lung disease from, you know, probably inhaling acetone. But yeah,
all right.
I got one more thing to go into art-wise.
Let's hear it.
Did you, any music fans in here? Did anyone following Kanye?
Oh my God!
I know it was a couple weeks late, but it's
you're gonna get a shadow banned.
I don't. Yeah, probably.
Go for it.
So the thing is, I do think it's interesting
Sorry,
what
AI.
he's doing.
Our AI overlord.
Listen, Kanye West, if you don't know, his new song is literally called N-Word Hail Hitler. I think it's interesting that now you have like N-Word Hail Hitler.
Oh, shit. Okay.
I just think it's interesting. Now you have something that half black people can't say and half white people can't say. Maybe we can get along about this phrase.
All right.
But if you dive into the lyrics, it's basically him basically being like, fine, I'll be the villain. Sorry. I had a hiccup real quick.
It was really good radio.
Yeah, I'm trying my best. But basically, it's diving into like, fine, you guys say I'm the villain. Well, I'm going to go as hard in the paint as I can. And here's what I'll say about it. Pretty catchy tune. That's like the worst part about it is like it gets in your head and it stays there.
Like
and,
Pink Pony Club?
Like Pink Pony Club. This is Kanye's Pink Pony Club. It ends literally with like a Hitler speech wrapped in there. And the thing is, it's not like
I haven't actually heard it. I've only heard like tiny little clips of it on like Instagram.
So I'm not defending the guy, but I do agree where he's like, if you lose control of the media, it's like fine. There's a bit like lean into it. And
what's the guy's name from Atlas Shrugged? Where he just the Playboy that just like obliterated
Francisco D'Anconia.
yeah. I feel like he's like doing that. Like he's just like, you know what, screw it. Like just I built it up. Let me tear it down.
Do you think he's a genius? Anyone in this room?
No, I think he's ridiculous.
So I do think he's a genius at one thing. And someone had said, do you know the concept of a purple cow? Do you ever heard the marketing term a purple cow? Mr. Beast talks about a purple cow. It's really simple. If you're driving down the street, you see a cow, you don't tell your friends about it. You drive down the street, you see a purple cow, you'll tell your friends about it.
Okay.
So this is his formula for making stuff that will go viral. And I think Kanye's just a genius at making purple cows. Unfortunately, the internet's so fucking wild and crazy that a purple cow might be admitting that you blew your cousin until you were 13. Or making a song called N-Word Hail Hitler. Because here we are every couple months being like, did you fucking hear what Kanye did? He built another fucking purple cow. So, and I don't know. I think that is somewhat of a genius thing to know how to go far enough.
I mean, I think he's definitely like playing us.
Right, but it's like the website thing with Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And for listeners don't know, he had an ad in Super Bowl that says, go buy my shirts.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Okay, yeah, and it was just selling swastikas on his... it's like an experiment in how far... It's almost to say like, okay...
He's definitely pushing the envelope.
Well, it's almost to me, he's like, okay, I'm black. I can say whatever I want. I can't be racist. Well, let's see. And he's almost like testing the boundaries and the edges of that, and I think that's kind of interesting. Because I don't think he actually means like Hitler was a good guy. He's smart enough to know obviously Hitler was an asshole. He hated everybody. It's like just because he didn't specifically say he didn't like African Americans, it was Hitler be like, yeah, it's fucking implied. Like,
yeah.
I hate everyone that's not white, and my big thing is I'm clearing off a big chunk of the white. So I think he's smart enough to know that.
I think he's just, I think he's more mainly, I think he's more like not so much like enjoying Hitler as much as he is like anti-Semitic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I think that's like his biggest thing, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
It's basically like, what don't you want me to say? What will really drive you nuts? It's like a rap battle to where he's like finding out what, but he's rap battling a group that has bombs.
So basically, you're saying Jews just need to 8 Mile him.
Jews do need to 8 Mile him. He went to private school. His name's Clarence.
Oh man. Okay. I've got a catfish left.
Yeah, let's do it. Get me out of here. Yeah.
All right. So, this is one of these is a real article. The other two are bullshit.
Okay.
So, number 1, Meta's new anti-cheating app caught stealing user data.
Okay.
Oh, these are themed, by the way.
Okay.
Number 2, Harvard fires professor for fabricating research on dishonesty.
Okay.
Number 3, influencer health guru outed for secretly using Ozempic.
Okay, so it's caught red-handed theme-wise?
Sure.
Okay, what was the last one again?
I'll read them all again.
Yeah.
Meta's new anti-cheating app caught stealing user data. Number 2, Harvard fires professor for fabricating research on dishonesty. Number 3, influencer health guru outed for secretly using Ozempic.
Oh, okay. Man, number 1, number 3 can definitely happen. I think I'm going to go with number 1 because that definitely feels like something Meta is doing. Like
we're not doing it.
Of course they are. They're like, here's our new large language model, and we can create any image that you want to see.
All right, listeners.
Yeah.
This actually just happened. I was nervous that you guys saw this.
Okay,
but I should say that it happened a while back, but then it's making news again.
Sure. Okay.
So this is May 2025. Harvard University has fired Francesca Gino, a tenured professor at Harvard Business School, following an internal investigation that she found that she falsified data in multiple research studies. Okay. Gino, known for her work on honesty and ethical behavior, is the first tenured Harvard faculty member to be dismissed in nearly 80 years. Gino faces allegations stemming from a 2012 paper involving honesty in tax and insurance forms. A university probe spurred by data integrity concerns raised by fellow scholars concluded that she engaged in research misconduct. Now, go ahead.
What if she's doing a larger paper on irony?
That's what, yeah. This is her Kanye moment.
Yeah. Gotcha. Thanks for being part of my study.
Gotcha.
Zoom out.
All right, so Harvard declined to comment on the specifics of the dismissal. Gino has denied wrongdoing and is pursuing a $25 million lawsuit against Harvard, alleging breach of contract. The judge dismissed her defamation claims but allowed parts of the lawsuit to proceed. Now, I do want to say this. This kind of frustrated me only because we've watched, obviously, over the years, you can see a graph of the of regular economic inflation,
right?
And then when you see like college tuition, just it is not staying in track, right?
No,
on a graph, on a growth chart,
it's a business.
It's disgusting, right? So I looked further into this after I wrote this catfish, and I just want to say, I want you to guess. I want both of you guys to guess. What do you think her annual Harvard salary was before she got fired?
Her salary?
Her salary. The tenured professor at Harvard Business School, Francesca Gino.
I'm gonna say 560,000.
730.
An article I saw said that she was making up to $1 million a year.
Huh?
As a fucking professor at Harvard.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
Just.
But isn't that crazy?
I mean,
like, come on.
Well, you should take a pay cut.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, so there you go.
All right. I mean, I'm pretty much out of stuff.
Okay.
Let's round it off on a nice. We're about at an hour here.
All right. So, yeah, thank you very much for listening.
Oh wait, I have.
You got one more?
I had wrote.
You fucking did this to me on purpose. I guarantee you.
No, it was the bottom of the Kanye stuff. I'm like, oh, I forgot. I wrote from auto tune to Autobahn. And from Grammy winner to Grand Wizard.
Oh, yeah.
All right, that's it.
I like
now I'm out of stuff.
Okay.
DJ Auschwitz.
Seacrest Auschwitz.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyway, thank you very much for listening.
Thanks so much.
Go to CaptainLaughs.com. This is your fault, Matthias, by the way. So
you did it. Yeah, Japanese whiskey. Oh no! It happened. We started talking.
By the way, just so you know, I am imitating a white person that was born and raised in Japan.
I'm imitating my great grandfather that died there.
Oh my gosh,
He was racist. Of course he was, and so was yours. All right, what a way to end it.
My grandparents adopted multiracial people.
Yeah, so did Jim Jones.
God damn.
Actually, Jim Jones is the first registered Caucasian to adopt African American in Ohio.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you know that my favorite Jim Jones fact is that he was a door-to-door monkey salesman? I'm not kidding.
You are, yeah, you're right. I forgot about that.
I'm not kidding. Like, there you go, listeners. If you honestly,
imagine
3 listeners
the 70s.
that are still listening right now, look it up.
Yeah. I'm sorry, but it's 1974. It's hot. There's not AC yet. And a guy knocks on your door with a monkey on his shoulder.
I'm buying one.
Yeah, get the Kool-Aid out.
Yeah, can I trade that thing to fan me?
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay.
How many you got in that hot car?
Well, it was 12.
just hands sticking out of like a curtain van window,
like a Day of the Dead
video
through the shutters.
It's this outbreak on wheels, man. I gotta get rid of these fucking monkeys.
This is bananas. Yeah. All right, so
no wonder he went to the jungle and killed everybody. This guy was nuts.
I get it.
So,
all right, this has been episode 147. Thanks for
thanks so much
with us.
Yeah.
So, my name's Adam Zempic.
DJ Auschwitz.
You're DJ Auschwitz.
Yeah.
All right. Later, boners.
Bye. They don't like what I say on Twitter. That's a lyric.
This is your fault, by the way.